Alright, so we are back. Today we're going to have a quick little intro before we hop straight into some boss battling. We've got the Tree Sentinel, who is just the absolute bane of many players in the early game. You come out here for the very first time, you see a friendly guy on a horse, you go say hi, and you die. We're going to get right into the fight. We're going to do some, analysis afterwards, looking at moves and such. And I will see you on the other side. Alright, so let's talk about it, right? He's got pretty good telegraphs on most of what he does. I know he's terribly scary, right? But for most of his attacks, you can see it coming and then dodge it. Just in general. He does some combo swings with his halberd sometimes. And he can do a couple of follow-up attacks sometimes, depending on how he's feeling, right? Sometimes he'll follow up something with the horse body slam that he does. Sometimes he'll follow up with a halberd swing. So you just got to be on the lookout. So the horse body slam is probably the fastest one that will surprise you, the most when you see it. It's going to catch you. it's going to catch you, and that's okay. He should only use that when you're on his weapon side. So when you're on the side where his halberd is, he can just kind of randomly throw it out there, or he can do it after a halberd combo, or, whatever, right? You can usually just roll into it and you're fine, but again, you got to recognize it. He can do a rear up and stomp with his little horsey feet in the front. If you've got a quick weapon, you can get a quick hit in while he's up there, but just, be ready to dodge, right? And if you dodge to his weapon side, there's a good chance that he's going to follow that up with a body slam or something like that. So I would recommend dodging to the shield side. He can do a whole bunch of halberd swings, random directions all over the place. He can do, either one individual swing or a combo of like 5 swings in a row. It's whatever he's feeling like, right? Those are usually pretty safe to just kind of roll around and dodge. The only thing there is there's one particular swing where he swings from the front to the back. So he can hit you at the back part of that upswing also. So don't dodge into his butt if he's doing that swing. And again, he can follow up any halberd swing that he wants to with a body slam, so just be aware of that if you're on the weapon side. He's got some halberd attacks with a very long delay, so not swings necessarily. He's got one that's like a big rear up and then stab kind of thing, and then he's got a big long delay slam. So you'll see both of those. He can follow those up again with a body slam, so just be careful, but you can usually get a hit in to punish. At about a medium kind of distance, sometimes he will do a quick leap towards you in a halberd swing. That's got the front to back motion, so just be aware of that back kind of scooping action on the back end. The one that we really want to see, the one that's the best to see, is his charge, which is he uses that at the farthest distance away. You'll see him, kind of rear up, suddenly start building up speed like cartoon style, and then he swings his halberd as he comes at you. And that's the best one because once you're familiar with the distance that he's going to go with that charge, then you can just dodge the halberd swing. You're rolling backwards in the same direction that he's charging, and then you will end your dodge where he ends his charge. And so you can get 2, maybe even 3, punishing swings. So that's a good one. Once you get to about 50%, he stops fucking around, right? That's when he pulls out the shield. And that's when bad things happen. So with the shield, he's got 2 different, shield attacks or slams or whatever they are, right? One of them, he slams into the ground, and it does like a big, I don't know, ground hit explosion or something. So that can damage you with both the shield and the ground hit. So, just be careful of that. Just like anything, it's safe to dodge, in, around, whatever. Just be aware that there's like 2 distinct, different hit windows there that he can get you with. And then he has another shield bash that doesn't hit the ground. It just goes straight for you. And that one's usually got a little bit of a wind-up to it. Well, I mean, I guess they both have a wind-up to it. But the bash that goes straight to you, it doesn't hit the ground, so there's no ground explosion, but it does have a pretty long, like, active hitbox window, and the whole shield can hit you the entire time that it's moving. So that's usually a good one to dodge into, because then the shield is moving behind you after that. It's not necessarily great to dodge away from that, because there's a good chance you'll dodge away and then the shield is still active at the end of the dodge and it still hits you. So also, both of those shield attacks can either be used from like a straight standing position, or he does a big leap and then does whatever the shield thing is. But he can do either one. They look pretty similar, but once you're familiar with them, you'll be able to tell the difference between each one and what he's going to do for each one. So, very uncommonly, you'll see him. This happens after a halberd swing combo, I believe. Oh my goodness. After a halberd swing combo, he will do like a really weird swing around corkscrew situation, and he does like a massive AoE swing with his halberd. It's pretty rare. You're not going to see it very often, so when you do see it, it's probably going to be very surprising. It's probably going to look weird as heck. I know every time I see it, I go, what the fuck is he doing? So he'll do that sometimes. It's very dodgeable. It's just surprising, right? It's like you see it so rarely that you don't really know how to react when you see it. But all right, so that's a lot of attacks, right? It doesn't sound like a lot of windows where you can hit him. But really there are. You can punish most of what he does. Usually you can get a hit off on almost anything, right? If you're quick, if you're paying attention, if you're looking for the next attack so that you're ready to dodge from it in case he continues a combo or follows up with a body slam or whatever it is. Like, once he stops doing whatever he's doing, you've usually got a punish window on just about anything. So just don't be greedy, obviously. That's the usual advice, right? Just dodge the attacks and don't be greedy. He also has a shield that can reflect like magic projectile type things, right? So don't recommend using pebbles or anything like that. Carrion Slicer is great. Obviously you can't use it at this exact moment in the game because we haven't been there yet, but once you get to the point where you've got Carrion Slicer, you can come back here and kill him with that pretty easily. I haven't tried Incantations that are ranged. I don't know if those are like projectile style or not. But catch flame works great. Fire, perfectly good. I don't recommend using Torrent. I've seen some things that say, hey, just go get Torrent and you can fight him on a horse because you're both on a horse. I don't recommend that. You know, maybe it works out for some people. I'm very happy for them. But if you're on Torrent, you completely give up your ability to dodge, right? Like you can't roll at all. And so there's a good chance that you're just going to trade hits, which is not a good trade for you. And you could just avoid all of the damage by rolling. So anyway, that's what he does, right? That's all of his stuff. We're going to continue on our journey, and we'll see where we end up. We'll see what bosses we come up to, right? Let's do it. You thought I forgot about him, didn't you? I didn't forget about him. I did almost die to him, but there you go. We killed a boss. The Soldier of Godrick. Wow.